donations, and we gathered $185 for donations today.
Awesome.
And we would love to present it to Gospel Project.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
No, good. Yeah, no, thank you. And you guys have been to the website? We need your help.
No, I haven't.
We're going to go to Carolina's. So I'm building.
Now we're
a hub. Yeah. So just like I built Pink Heels, it's all volunteer.
Yeah.
The Gotcha Project won't be. So the Gotcha Project will be an organization that will pay a few people to manage and run it. But because of the technology I built to track donated money, we'll create a hub. The idea is to bring a fire truck here, have Christ on either side of it, just like the one I have on the website. We'll be inviting evil through Christ, not building a church. I'm not a preacher. I can feel his breath on my neck. Why I've been doing all this stuff. But at the end of the day, there are certain entities or certain groups across this America that you already know who they are. They do not want Christ in our lives. They don't want an American flag in our life. And what you have to do, and I've learned this from the Pink Fire Truck, you have to go to the street. Just like Martin Luther King went to the street. You have to go to the street. We can't get on our phones and sit in our chairs and complain. And that's what our country's doing right now. Our youth are doing that. So we, the last group of people with giant, you know what I mean?
Big bones.
Yes. have to unite. We have to unite and teach our children what to do if they ever run into a problem. And I have a funny feeling we went from a Pink Fire Truck to a truck with Christ on the side of it, and I'm not a preacher. But for some reason, instead of getting the sponsor on that fire truck, I put Christ, and it's starting to pick up speed. But the only way you're going to fix the corruption in the nonprofit world and through the churches themselves who are failing, 38% of churches in Alabama are going under, is to build technology to track every single dollar that you, the poor middle class, give to institutions to provide those services, which they're not. They're taking 90 cents on the dollar to operate. What if you could take 100% of what you give and actually 100% goes there? Money will actually be made in interest, and we can manage our own organization through just the interest that's currently accrued. So I would love this to be a hub. We'll get these guys to partner. Local businesses will raise money. Poker runs will be done, and certain groups of people will manage that from. And so we're already doing with the last chapter. We went to Morrow, Georgia, with that Harley Davidson. They want to be a hub. And then we met some people who, Senator Rick Scott's group in Florida, they want to find a hub down there in Florida. So this is going to build quicker than Pink Heels. But there's only one way you can make it do is if the money has to be dumped in a fund. So it has to create
More
fundraisers.
accountability.
Yeah, it has to create fundraisers, and money has to be dumped in the fund. Technology needs to track it. So, do you guys even understand what I'm saying about tracking the funds?
Yeah.
You really do? So it's like,
you're talking about where we know where that money is going.
Yeah,
you
for
can look on it, you can see this is going to this, this is going to this.
yeah, even if I can even dissect it down. If let's say you want to give kids in school books, and you do a fundraiser to make sure the kids get history books at a local school, you could actually create a fund within the Gotcha entity. You could do a fundraiser for books for this school district. All the books now, when you send it, you, the donor, can track and see what book was bought, where and what bookstore, with every single dollar you send.
That breaks it down even more.
Yeah,
That's
you
awesome.
could even food. If you send a homeless guy an account within the Gotcha Fund, and we actually give him a card or anybody a card that's on the streets, he can only buy healthy food. So the food only works in this aisle, not over in the Hostess Twinkie aisle. So you can't just go buy a candy bar or some chips. He has to actually eat a granola bar and eat healthcare food. Because every dollar is tracked with codes. So you, the donor, knows 100% of what you gave. You know it actually goes to a human being in need, not an institution or an organization. You know, institutions keep getting bigger, and our lines keep getting longer, right? If you take all the donated money, all the money given through faith, all the money given through loans, and all the money given through grants, if you actually could track that and make sure it went to us, you wouldn't have fraud, you wouldn't have corruption, and you wouldn't have waste. I'm not talking even tax dollars, because I'm not the government. But all the other money that we do in the streets, we can control that and create great wealth for ourselves. It's not a tax. Yes, that's what I invented through my technology. But for 4 years since I've invented that, I can't get anybody to use it. So I have to build my own organization. That's why I'm fired up about it. I can get a church to use. Yes, I can't get a church to use it. I can't get a nonprofit to use it because they don't want you. I'm taking your money. Yes, it's your money. If you give me $100 to buy a pair of shoes and I say it's going to be Nikes, in my technology you can make Nike tennis shoes. I go try and buy Pumas, it won't work. Adidas, it won't work. And then you can get online and go, hey, he bought this pair of Nikes over at some store, some athletic store. So
What is that called? What is your program called?
So I created a tech company called Healthy. It's called Healthy Food, Healthy Cash, Healthy Money, Healthy Education. That didn't work because we couldn't keep the funding going for the tech. So I created another company called Nomidian. Nomidian is the same letters you use in Dominion. And the idea for me is to create a kingdom economy. If the lowest person in the totem pole doesn't get paid, the guy at the very top can't take his money. So in my kingdom economy, you can't screw the plumber. The contractor can't get his draw until the plumber's paid. Right now, in the way the economy works, this guy always gets his money. He's always in control of it. I'm not taking away capitalism. And when you owe somebody something, or I promise you when I'm going to do something with your money, it's always your money. It's never been my money. You just gave me your money because you don't have the time to go give that kid that book. You're trusting that I'll use all your money to give that kid that book. Well, that never happens. I built technology to make sure that happens.
See, we're a veterans organization, and you know that veterans will stand on the side of the street. Veterans will ask for money. Veterans will beg for money, and not necessarily even be a veteran.
Right.
So that is something that we are interested in because we have been taken advantage of as veterans organizations with people that are not truly veterans.
No.
And spending money on alcohol or drugs or, that it all falls in.
I have the first Indian reservation in the country. First Indian reservation in the country. The Crow Creek Sioux in South Dakota found out about this idea, and I'm building technology to track all their healthcare dollars that come from the federal government onto their tribe. So now, instead of giving them a check, they give them a $3,000 card. That card can only be used for healthcare, so their husband can't take it for drugs or alcohol. They can't spend it for food or anything else. If you're going to get money from the federal government for healthcare, I'm going to guarantee you have to use it for healthcare. Guess what that happens now? Yes, I'm going to create data. So I'll know every tribal member in those healthcare patterns. I'll know who has diabetes and who doesn't. But beyond that, what I can also do with that technology and that information, I can get grants now, more money for the reservation, and start getting services to the reservation. Why? Because the doctors will get paid now. So I'm going to go on the reservation and provide diabetes care because they're going to have that technology paid right on the spot for the services rendered. So I've been real busy, and I'm telling you, we really need it, but we're really small. And I'm not trying to tell you that it won't happen when I'm saying it. Every single one of you, when I leave, I'm like crack cocaine. Everybody gets excited when I'm around because I bring all this energy, but as soon as I leave, 3 days later, it's like going to driver's training school. Scared to death you wear your seatbelt, right? About 3 weeks later, you're not wearing your seatbelt anymore. That's me. Don't forget me. Keep thinking about it. Spread the word, and share everybody to the Gotcha Project. At the end of the day, buy a raffle ticket too, because this really helps because we still haven't paid off the bike, and we've got to get someone that bike when they win it. So we're praying that we get it in the next 30 days. So my wife is always laughing. Yeah.
So I put this away earlier because it was soaking wet. Sandy's been wearing hers all day. We're from District 11 in Florida, and I reached out. She's the auxiliary president of District 11. I'm the vice commander and riders chair. I reached out to all of the riders directors, all the riders chairs for each of the states we're going through, and the department commanders for the states we're going through. And you guys are the biggest group. We've seen 2 other Legion members. So I want to thank you for coming out and meeting.